Hi foodies, how you doing? Today we're making some panko yellow yam fries. Really fun, just something that I wanted to try because I thought it would be really tasty. So let's get into it. So what we are using today, guys, is yellow yam. And it's basically a starchy tuber vegetable. And you want to get a piece that's shaped like this because it'll be easier to get those fries cuts. I have oil on my hands because sometimes this can cause itching and it can be really stainy as well. So we're just going to peel this. So cut off that thick skin on the cutting board or in your hands, wherever you're more comfortable. Okay, safety first. Usually we Jamaicans, we just peel it in our hands, but listen, do what you're most comfortable with. All right, you can peel it like a pineapple. Then we are going to give it a rinse and then we are going to cut our fry cuts. So I'm going to just cut into these rectangular shapes and then we'll cut smaller to get the chunky fries. Mine are going to be really chunky. You could cut it smaller if you want to or skinnier and then rinse it in some vinegar and water, let it sit and then bring it to a boil in salted water. All right, so I have it in my pot here with salt. While that comes up to a boil, we'll make the seasoned flour. All the ingredients will be listed below in the description box. It's flour along with some seasonings and spices because we want this to have another flavor aside from just regular boiled yam. This is an egg wash with milk and egg, and that's the Panko breadcrumbs. I like the Panko breadcrumbs for this because they are so flaky and big and crispier than regular breadcrumbs. So what we're going to do is coat the yam in these, okay? Once it's brought up to a boil, we're going to cook it for about 10 to 12 minutes, depending on how big you cut the pieces. Drain them off and then cool them in an ice bath. So just move them around, cold water and ice, and then we are going to pat dry them. So set those aside. I'm adding some finely minced thyme leaves to the seasoned flour. Stir that in. Then we're going to coat the yam in the seasoned flour, dip it in the egg and the milk, and then the panko breadcrumbs. Once you dip it in that panko breadcrumbs, I want you to press and squeeze to make sure that it sticks to the yam. Once we've coated all of the pieces, we're going to put this in the freezer just for about 20 minutes or maybe even less. You just want it to firm up. You want the panko to stick to the yam. So we're just putting it in there briefly. Okay, so rest it in there. You can use a plate because you're not putting it in there for a long time. All right, and then just go back and give it a touch and make sure it's firm. It's going to be really nice and firm. This just helps the crust to adhere more to the yam. So we'll do that. And then we are going to be deep frying. We're doing 350 until it is nice and golden brown. Remember, the yam is cooked already, so you don't have to worry about the inside. We just want the coating to be beautiful and golden brown and crispy. So fry that for a few minutes and then drain them on a wire rack to keep that crunch. Now, if you want to, you could sprinkle some salt all over this as well. Some people like to add salt to their fries. Even though this was seasoned, it definitely does well with that fresh sprinkle of salt. So definitely do that to taste. You want to make sure you serve this hot, guys. Look at this. So pretty. And it's really tasty too. And I just serve it with some spicy ketchup. You could serve it with my creamy jerk sauce that I put on my jerk sandwich. I'll leave the link in the description below. But guys, this is so tasty and different. I don't do this on the regular. This is just a once in a while thing. And I believe you could actually bake this too. Maybe if you just spray the after you coat it with the panko, spray it with some cooking spray and put it in the oven, I think you should be good. And then the inside is nice and hot and there's a texture. If you've had yellow yam before, you know what it's going to be like. It's fluffy, but it's not as soft as regular potatoes would be, but it's absolutely delicious. And I hope you guys enjoy it. So give it a try and let me know what you think. See you guys next time.